Welcome back to my KEEPUP channel. Jeremy Clarkson offered pub owner £1 million to buy her Cotswolds boozer within minutes of meeting her, as she reveals what TV star said as soon as he walked through the door. Jeremy Clarkson was so intent on taking over a local pub that he offered the owner almost £1 million for it within minutes of meeting her, Mail Online can reveal. The windmill is set in 5 acres of Cotswold countryside with stunning views across the Windrush Valley and is just 10 miles from the TV star's famous Diddley Squat farm base. And now Mail Online can reveal just how determined Clarkson was to bring the deal off and make sure the project and a spin-off TV show could go ahead that he made the owner an offer she couldn't refuse. Jackie Walker, 79, who opened the pub in 1983, hadn't even put the pub on the market and was stunned to be told of Clarkson's interest, which accelerated into a finalized deal within minutes of their meeting. Clarkson bought the freehold to the pub and it isn't tied to a brewery, so he can realize his dream of selling his own beer and produce from his farm at the venue. Jackie explained, "A film crew had come into the pub and the next thing I knew someone with Clarkson knocked on the door and asked if I was interested in selling. She was invited to meet with Clarkson at his home in the nearby village of Chadlington where his farm Diddley Squat is based to discuss possible terms. She said, the first thing Jeremy said to me was, I suppose you want a lot of money for this. He then made her an immediate offer that was much more than she had expected and she accepted immediately." Jackie recalled, "It did make me laugh, but that is Jeremy Clarkson." She went on, "We had met for coffee at his house, and I took over the maps of the place. He and his partner Lisa were charming, and I really liked them. I had not been planning to sell the place, but I wasn't that happy with how it was being run and I am not getting any younger." Renovation work on the pub has already begun and the project will be filmed by the same production company that makes Clarkson's farm for Amazon Prime. Jackie, who ran the pub herself for over 30 years before more recently handing over day-to-day running to leaseholders while retaining ownership, now hopes the windmill's new celebrity patron can revive its fortunes. She continued, "I assume he will make a TV series out of it. I really do hope that he can make a big success of the place and restore it back to how it was. My husband and I had so much fun running it." And she revealed the intriguing history behind the building, which had a previous existence as a farm barn and its links to a famous society family. Jackie and her late husband, Alan, opened the windmill near Burford in West Oxfordshire in 1983, having converted the disused barn that was on a 750-acre family farm. During the Second World War, the barn had been used as a soup kitchen run by the famous Mitford sisters who had lived at nearby Asthall Manor in the 1920s. Jackie said the conversion work was carried out by her uncle using elm wood to create a classy restaurant that was always packed. It became popular with locals, tourists visiting the Cotswolds, and airmen from the nearby RAF Breise Norton base in Burford who would often visit the carvery at the restaurant. Mrs. Walker said she now wants Clarkson to make a go of the new venture and repeat the success she had, particularly in the pub's early days. And she hopes she gets invited to Clarkson's grand reopening. She went on, "It was a very popular place when my husband and I first opened the windmill. The place was always packed. In the run-up to Christmas, say, it was full every night. People would come from quite a way to our place, and it was very successful. We were known for good food, particularly a Sunday roast. I worked in the kitchen and Alan and I would also do the carvery," said Jackie. Weekends were the busiest, with at least 120 people for dinner on a Saturday and 180 on Sunday. Jackie said she stepped back from day-to-day running of the pub when her husband Alan died 11 years ago, aged 73, and allowed leaseholders to continue its operation. Clarkson had bought out the remaining 5 years on that lease from husband and wife leaseholders Barry and Vanessa Eason when he did the deal. The Easons left last month. In his Sunday Times column, Clarkson was less than complimentary about the pub's condition, describing it as full of dead rats and the lavatories are illegal. He also claimed the water was unfit for human consumption and the outside decking area unsafe. In his vision for the venue, he says he wants to turn it into a clubhouse where farmers will get a free pint. Only food from Britain will be served, with much of it from his Diddley Squat farm. It will also serve Hawkstone Lager, which is brewed in the Cotswolds. The pub is just off a roundabout on the busy A40 road and has extensive parking with a twisting 300-foot driveway. Earlier this week, a film production crew arrived at the windmill while a cleaning company set to work mopping the flagstone floors. A local builder dropped off metal trestles to be used as part of the renovation work planned. Houseplants and other pieces of furniture, including a baby grand piano, were moved around inside the venue. Clarkson has said he expects to reopen the windmill later this year, and his new venture has been warmly welcomed by locals in Asthall and nearby Burford. The 64-year-old fell foul of locals when he launched Diddley Squat Farm in 2020 due to traffic chaos on small country roads as fans flocked to buy his farm produce, having watched the TV series at his attempt to become a farmer. He was forced to apologize to local residents, but is unlikely to face the same problems in Asthall. Derek Netherton, 79, who rents out an Airbnb in Asthall, was optimistic about the windmill's new owner. He said, "We are excited for the extra custom, but we're apprehensive about the noise. With a bit of luck, the traffic will stay on the A40, as the roads are very narrow." Chris Townsend, 50, a metal wall art sculptor, hoped people would flock to Clarkson's new pub. He said, "It potentially could be really positive for the area as the windmill had been struggling for years." He added, "I have a showroom so people waiting around could be brilliant." Even staff at a rival pub, the Three Horseshoes in Asthall, were happy to have competition. "Anything that brings in more customers to the area cannot be a bad thing," said a member of staff. Source: dailymail.co.uk. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.